or city. These people finishing a hard day at the office, or factory, or school, or shopping center could be members of your family, your friends, or your neighbors. Do you know what would happen to them if they or you were involved in a medical emergency?
Here, let me give you a hand with those.
No, I can manage it. They're not as heavy as they look.
Hey, don't baby me. I'm all right.
I know you're all right. And you better stay all right. After all, you've got to pay for all these clothes I just bought. Okay, thank you, honey.
What'd you buy?
2 skirts and 4 sweaters. But it was a 2-for-1 sale.
You know, if you don't need them, it's no big deal.
Oh, Ben, have you looked in my closets lately? I really needed them.
Have you looked at the checkbook lately? You know, the hospital bills are still pouring in.
Yes, I know. How are you feeling, honey?
Oh, I'm all right, I guess.
Ben, look out!
The distance between life and death is sometimes just a matter of inches. No distance at all, really. And when measured in time, the difference between life and death is often only just a matter of minutes. How promptly help arrives and how effective it is.
Oh my God. Oh, Ben. Oh, no. Where are we? Oh.
Experts say that in traffic accidents alone, 20,000 lives a year could be saved with proper emergency medical care. And if you add on heart attacks and other injuries, we're talking about more than 70,000 people each and every year whose lives would be saved with an adequate functioning emergency medical service program.
All right, take it easy, lady. Oh, you better try not to move, all right? Oh, but now look at that arm. So just take it easy. We're going to try to get some help here. Hey, mister. Hey, can you get to a phone or something? The guy inside the car, he's hurt pretty bad. All right, lady. They ran right into me. Let's just take it easy. Hey, look, lady, I'm sorry and everything, but it wasn't my fault, you know. I mean, all I do is slow down. You ran right into me.
My husband.
Breaker on 9. This is an emergency. Breaker on 9. This is an emergency.
This is Near Monitor KAPE 5410. Go ahead, Breaker on 9.
Near Monitor, this is KDL 1516. There's been an accident at 295 South...
Near program monitors may be citizen volunteers or public service professionals keeping a constant watch on Channel 9 of the Citizens Band radio. NEAR is an acronym for National Emergency Aid Radio.
Is anyone injured?
There's a man pinned inside the overturned car, and a woman, she's kind of shaken up.
Okay, stand by while I call for assistance.
The 911 system provides direct citizen access to the communications center that coordinates the activities of all emergency services.
This is Peggy Grant. I am a Near Monitor. I just picked up a major accident on home CB receiver at the intersection of Interstate 295 South and Interstate 295
In emergency medical
South.
care, deliberate speed, safety, and coordination of all services is essential. In reporting the emergency, in getting an emergency vehicle to the victim, and in providing the appropriate emergency medical care.
Okay, thank you. Stand by while I dispatch assistance. Unit 5, Ambulance 11. Respond to intersection of Interstate 295.
Clearly, this depends on the communications network, and particularly at a control center for all emergency situations.
Unit 5 is 10-4.
Rescue 1, Engine 13, Truck 10. Respond to highway accident, ramp 395 north, 295 north. Car overturned, person pinned.
Fastest way is down the southwest freeway.
No rest for the words, Charlie.
This is the first time in our history that an ambulance has been built and equipped as a pre-hospital emergency care vehicle, according to federal specifications. The white body, orange stripe, and Star of Life painted on its side provide uniform recognition for right-of-way and safety.
Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be swell. Just take it easy for a second. Dispatcher, this is Unit 5.
We're going to need an ambulance.
An ambulance, a rescue vehicle, and a fire engine. Okay, exec, we've got an ambulance coming.
I don't even know what happened. Oh, you slow down for a little bit. Someone turn the back
Everybody's
and the plan.
Everything's going to be all right. Take it easy for a second. How about you, man?
To function effectively, the emergency medical service system requires complete coordination and cooperation among the police, the fire department, and the local medical service. These three elements must be perfectly synchronized to meet all emergencies wherever and whenever they may occur.
I recognize it's mostly residential there. Frank Castro.
Emergency medical technicians are both highly skilled and highly trained. Charlie has completed EMT paramedic training, and Nolan has completed the standard basic course for emergency medical technicians. Both courses were developed by the United States Department of Transportation. The EMT is now recognized as a true allied health professional.
Medical control. Go to Med Channel 2 and stand by.
The emergency vehicles are equipped with UHF radios that allow uninterrupted communication with a doctor at a hospital medical center. The FCC, in coordination with the Department of Transportation, has now reserved 10 UHF channels exclusively for the use of emergency medical service. A wedge is first forced beneath the car to keep it steady before any attempt is made to extricate the victim. Leaking gasoline creates an additional hazard, fire. Firemen at the scene must hose down the wreck and the surrounding area before rescue work can proceed. The scene of the accident is now cordoned off by the police and traffic rerouted to confine the accident and keep the area clear of all unnecessary interference. The rapid, orderly, and safe removal of wreckage, spillage, and debris reduces the likelihood of secondary and chain reaction collisions.
Let me know when I can go in.
Okay.
These are the planning office there.
Have you having any pain?
Oh, it's my husband. He's inside the car, and I don't know whether he's alive or dead. He's got a bad heart. He's had a bad heart attack.
Try to calm down. So he's with Charlie. Charlie's one of the best in the business.
God.
How do you feel? Charlie, he's got a bad heart, too.
He's still alive. He's got a weak and rapid pulse.
Ambulance 11.
This is Hospital Center standing by.
This is Ambulance 11. I have an accident victim, male, mid-40s, unresponsive. He has a history of heart attacks. Stand by for vital signs.
The victim is no longer a victim. He is now a patient under the care of two highly skilled technicians who are in fact an extension of the hands of a doctor who is standing by a radio in a hospital several miles away. By using a standard BP cuff, a check is kept on the patient's blood pressure. All his vital signs are constantly monitored by the EMT at the scene and in transit to the hospital. His pulse, and his rate of breathing are kept under careful surveillance.
This is ambulance 11. Vital signs are as follows. Blood pressure 90/50, pulse 100 and weak, respiration 32 and shallow. There's possible trauma to the chest and abdomen. Request permission to start IV.
Disentangling and removing injured victims from a wreckage requires training and skill in the use and care of extrication tools and equipment.
Okay. How's that look? Good. Okay, John.
Because of the constant danger of fire, anti-sparking tools are used exclusively. An air chisel cuts through less resistant material, such as car roofs and windows.
Hi, Adam Shelley. Adam Shelley. Adam, we just got another call on this job.
More difficult operations are accomplished by the powerful bite of hydraulic cutting tools. When a victim is behind the wheel, additional leverage is often essential to free and remove the individual without causing any further injuries. A long backboard provides adequate spinal support for the patient with a potential back injury. It also provides a firm surface if the patient requires cardiopulmonary resuscitation and facilitates transfer of the patient when he reaches the hospital.
Okay, you ready? Okay. Let's go. Get his head. Okay, I got it. Support his back.
Before the patient can be placed in the ambulance, it is essential to ensure that his condition has been stabilized and that he be kept firmly but comfortably immobilized to preclude further damage.
Get some oxygen on him. Get the electrodes on him.
Electrodes are placed on the patient's chest, and by the use of telemetry, the patient's electrocardiogram is transmitted to the hospital. EMTs are trained to administer intravenous medications and fluids necessary in most serious illnesses or accidents, particularly when there is severe trauma. 5% dextrose and water, or sometimes Ringer's lactate, a type of salt solution, is administered intravenously to replace body fluids where there has been a sudden loss of blood. This helps prevent the serious complication of shock. Telemetry transmission from the scene of the accident allows the physician to keep a constant watch on the patient's electrocardiogram.
It looks like sinus tachycardia with frequent PVCs.
Confirm sinus tachy rates about 110. Confirm multifocal PVCs. Check vital signs.
This unit will be 62 at the 3-4.
Vital signs are as follows. Blood pressure, 75/50. Pulse, 110 and irregular. Respirations, 40 and shallow. There's a laceration on his left forearm, which has been dressed.
The doctor observes that there is a double peaking of the EKG pattern, indicating that the patient's heart is pumping erratically.
PVCs are becoming more frequent and back-to-back. Administer 50 milligrams of lidocaine IV push.
Milligrams IV administered. We're ready to transport. Oh, put him down.
The EKG monitor has just registered cardiac arrest. With a heart no longer beating, death is very close. The chest is pounded to see if the heart can be jolted back to life.
Begin CPR.
If this fails, cardiopulmonary resuscitation is begun immediately.
We have a cardiac arrest.
Yes, that's V-Fit. Stand by to defibrillate and give 1 amplified carb.
Sodium bicarbonate is administered to maintain the normal pH balance of the blood and prevent a dangerous condition known as acidosis.
4 1,000, 5 1,000, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000.
A defibrillator is used in order to shock the heart back to life.
Stand clear. It looks like sinus tachycardia.
You've converted. That's a sinus tachy rates about 110. Give 100 milligrams of lidocaine IV push. Slow down IV to keep open rate and transport patient.
Without the prompt intervention of the emergency medical technicians at the scene, death would have been inevitable within a matter of minutes. But the race against death remains urgent. All of the medical skills of the EMTs are required during the journey to the hospital. For the moment, death has once more been circumvented.
Put out a call for a code yellow shock trauma response, please.
Code yellow, code yellow.
Code Yellow is the name given to the emergency alert system in this hospital. The page summons the necessary medical personnel to the emergency department or shock trauma unit to be ready for the arrival of the patient.
Ben, I'm here, honey. Everything's going to be all right. Okay?
Once the patient is stabilized, he is then transported at normal speed with the use of flashing lights, but without sirens.
Oh, God. Why did this have to happen?
As a result of a pilot program, it was proven that the use of sirens and high speed were anything but helpful to the patient. One could actually see the heart rate increase en route to the hospital.
We're almost there.
A fringe benefit from this new procedure is a lower accident rate for the ambulance. As the stretcher is wheeled into the hospital, a minimum of time has elapsed from the onset of the accident to the moment when the patient reaches the emergency department.
Nurse, pick up on line 6.
Okay. All right, on 3. Get the pull down.
No, just put it on. There you go.
1, 2, 3.
To meet the needs of this particular patient, an anesthesiologist, a surgeon, a cardiologist, an internist, and nurses from the emergency department and intensive care unit are assembled.
What's his latest pressure?
In this hospital, a team of physicians, surgeons, and nurses are ready at all times to treat a patient on arrival.
Give me the respirator.
Okay, cut this slip.
Cut the clothes off. Cut his clothes off.
Better die.
Okay, listen to his chest, somebody.
Okay.
Blood pressure 80/40.
Listen to his lungs.
Okay.
Where are you hurting? In your back?
Okay.
All right, everything's going to be okay now. Just relax. Pupils are equal. Give me a pair of gloves, please.
Okay.
Blood pressure
Give me the sandbag.
78/40.
I got one.
Syringe. Towel.
Okay, just relax now. Everything's going to be okay.
Give me a towel.
Will the patient survive?
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
For the moment, the answer is yes. And with continued intensive care, the chances for recovery are now very good.
I appreciate everything. I do.
Oh, you take care of yourself.
A few years ago, this story might have had a different ending. And even at the present time, only a few states have laws requiring ambulance service in compliance with Department of Transportation standards. Only a small percentage of all physicians now practicing are proficient in dealing with emergencies such as this. And while most of the ambulance personnel in the U.S. are trained at the basic EMT level, only 5% are trained at the EMT paramedic level. And only 1/4 of our ambulances meet national specifications.
Ambulance 11's ready for service.
Ambulance 11. If available for assignment, respond to 314 Walnut Street, apartment 3B as in Baker. Unconscious person.
Ambulance 11, okay.
Concerned members of each and every community need to know that today something positive can be done. Emergency medical service should be viewed as an essential community service just as police and fire service. There are no hard and fast rules for establishing an emergency medical services system. It may cover a city, a county, or a region. True, it's a lot of hard work, but professionals and volunteers with an interest in emergency medical care and planning can begin to design a successful and efficient emergency medical care system. The United States Department of Transportation and the United States Department of Health, Education, and Welfare are available to assist states and communities to upgrade their emergency medical service. Remember, a good emergency medical service system is like a parachute. You may not need it often, but if it doesn't work when you need it, you're not going to need it again.